Well, Brick, we are up to episode 17. How about that? We are trying to make as many episodes as we can to stick to our word, which is 2 a day. And today I just had last night I had a rough night's sleep, so I kind of was slow dragging today. But true to my word, I am going to make sure that Brick and I deliver on our second episode of the day. Today we're going to, since it's later in the evening, I thought we'd talk about evening things. One particular listener who had a creative idea suggested talking about like supernatural events or poltergeists or things of that nature, ghostly experiences and whatnot. I have a limited amount of experience in this area, in the sense of I'm always curious what it is that draws those types of events to certain people, and then people like me, nothing wants to scare me. I mean, granted I look like Bigfoot already, I get that, but so I'm probably already half terrifying to any creature that's from another plane or whatever. But other than that, I always thought I was worthy of being, frightened by some mysterious moving object or a shadow that shouldn't be there or what have you. But Brick, what about you? I mean, living next to the train tracks, it seems like you have to have seen something. Yeah. Really? Well, tell us a little bit about this. So you're telling me that living near the train station is where all the action really happens. It's not just like stray cats and homeless people exchanging information or what have you. Okay, so everyone, I'll relay the story as best I can. Apparently, the train station here, while it's not exactly an archaic relic, it's also not a modern marvel, so it's been around a while, and I guess it's seen a little bit of action in its time at night. And what Brick is saying is, on certain nights when the traffic has really died down, that there are noises coming from inside that sound like someone's moving furniture, which now I'm interested, and I had no idea that it was so close to where I live, and sort of makes me grateful that I'm also almost 30 floors up. Have you seen anything? What do the animals do during that time, by the way? I mean, do they get freaked out, or is it just like no big deal? I mean, I feel like animals, especially cats, are like, half in another dimension most of the time anyway, so they probably see stuff all the time, especially because the way Gary looks at the wall as if she's having a conversation with a non-existent being. So furniture moving, is that really it, or is there anything else? Oh, you've heard talking. Could you understand what they were saying? No, it just sounded like a family of people, like small kids and adults, or all adults. Well, that's a little interesting. Maybe one day we'll have to take the camera down and do a little nighttime shooting in the train area, assuming that a freaking train isn't going by every 10 minutes. I do have one experience that occurred with me a long time ago. I was at home. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia at the time, and I was in my home, and I had a townhouse. It was a 3-floor townhouse, and my bedroom was on the 3rd floor. And I had gone home from work not feeling well, so I went upstairs and I laid down. And there was no one else in the house because it was just me living there, and my dog was there. But she had her own little bed at the foot of my bed, so that's where she was laying, and I was laying on the bed, and I would say I was not quite asleep, but I was not quite awake. And but what occurred was basically I was laying there on the bed with my eyes closed, and very clearly, in a very distinct and crisp sounding whisper, I heard someone say, "Chris," which caused me to take pause. I shot up. I looked around. I then immediately started walking around the house thinking, well, maybe somebody got in, and I don't know. I just recall that it was very freaky for a minute, but it's also one of those events that it was so unexpected that I really didn't have I didn't have a terrified reaction, because I was just like, what the hell just happened? So it was more of a stunned into stupidity reaction. Like I probably would have, if I had actually run into something, I probably would have just fell down the stairs like an idiot or something like that. No commentary from you. I appreciate that. So that was my one experience. It was a little bit creepy, but and I'm sure that there's plenty of folks that are watching that have had some type of an interesting experience with what you may have felt was a ghost or something from another plane, another spiritual plane or something like that. But if you have had one, I would love to hear about it, and you could put it in the comments, or you can send me an email or a text message if you know me. And otherwise, certainly, any opportunity to share with everyone else would be really a cool experience. Real quick, while I'm thinking about it, my favorite thing, your favorite thing, if you would, hit the like button on the video. Subscribe, please, because I need more of you in my life. I miss you guys dreadfully. I can't wait to be back out in public more frequently. And then also share with some folks. Share with some folks that you think could really get a lot of useful information out of, these incredibly enlightening conversations that Brick and I have. So Brick has another friend who did experience something a little bit more terrifying, where I guess what now? Oh, okay, yeah. So they were part of a wall fixture, and one day, I guess, some force came along, and there was no person or anything there. It just was like something shoved into this small brick wall, and it caused the wall to collapse, which is actually near where I found Brick. So that I did not realize that was just due to a mysterious event. So that's interesting. I assume you just got to observe that. You weren't actually in the wall, or if you were, they threw you a good 10 feet away. Right. Yeah, I figured you weren't in there. So that's an interesting. And by the way, the other thing is that while I haven't really had any of these paranormal activities myself occur, and just so you all know, that thing up there is a sprinkler head. It's nothing nefarious. It's not like a creature that's spying on us or anything like that. It's just a sprinkler head. But somebody did ask me about that in one of the previous episodes. Anyway, while I have not had any paranormal experience, I am definitely one of those that likes to watch those types of television shows. It turns out TikTok has some really cool accounts that I've discovered where you can watch, little mini episodes. The disappointing part is a lot of time you can tell when it's something that's easily, and with the way that we do everything with technology these days, there's pretty much not a paranormal seeming event that doesn't look like it couldn't have been done in Hollywood, which is really a shame, because it would be neat to be able to look at something and just not naturally assume that somebody did a lot of really creative editing. But that's what we get for getting so smart that we end up being able to have essentially, artificial reality. So that's your trade-off. All your ghosts become real edited things. Yeah, so that's it for this evening. I think that's our show. Nothing super exciting in the paranormal universe for us over here, except a couple of things at the train station, which now I'm curious about. So I'll go investigate at some point, and I'll share with you guys if I find anything. And again, look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll have some new topics to cover. Thanks again for watching. Talk soon.